walking into my backyard enclosure, and one of the missions for today is to transplant some more peppers. So I got a ton of peppers growing already. This whole left side of this bed, this 45-foot bed right here, is all peppers, all types of cayenne, jalapenos, Hungarian wax peppers, habanero peppers, you name it. You see a bunch growing in right there. Got some chili peppers. I mean, there's a lot. What I'm gonna do is I'm looking for a few gaps here. So I'm gonna fill in these gaps right here, all in here, some over there. I mean, where it's more densely planted, I'm gonna leave that alone, but I have maybe about 20 or so Hungarian wax peppers, fast producing, a 60-day crop. So I got time still to put those in the ground to get production for this season. And a lot of what I want to do with this batch of crops right here is save the seeds for next year. So what I'm already producing now, I'm making hot sauce with it, eating a lot of peppers, giving some to my family. I definitely want a lot of seeds for next year because I plan on doubling or tripling or quadrupling this space I have back here that I'm growing in, and expand more into my backyard, clear a lot of that space out and be growing back there. I'm gonna put the camera on the tripod and I'll let you watch this process as I do it. I tilled this area at the beginning of the season, and this area is really soft and fertile. And I layered a bunch of compost in here. You know, being I don't come through and spray fertilizers and stuff, so I really heavily layered this area with compost. But I'm going to add in some new plants. I imagine some of the plants that are here have been absorbing a lot of the nutrients from the compost. So when I dig a little spot for the peppers, I'm going to add in a little bit more compost just to make sure it has enough nutrients to get it going and stay strong. But I'm going to pull this insect netting over my face because I don't spray any fertilizers or pesticides neither. So there's plenty of bugs back here that bite, whether daytime, nighttime, doesn't matter. So you want to be protected. All right, let's get started. So I'm just trying to gauge, enough space between each plant so that it has enough space so it gets good airflow and enough root space. So I'm gonna dig a little spot right here. Open that up a little bit. And okay, so it's actually right, my drip irrigation line right here. So I'm actually gonna put it just beside my drip irrigation line. And I'm gonna slowly, let me add some compost in there real fast. All right. And I'm gonna slowly dig in here because this is what I started these seeds in, because I use this as like a greenhouse effect when I put the lid on top of this container right here. So it doesn't have any drainage holes. I'm just gonna slowly put my hand under the soil so I don't destroy any of the root structure and just kind of feel it out so I can slowly, safely remove this plant without damaging it too much and try to not have transplant shock. And some of these roots might be interconnected, but we're gonna shake them out a little bit. Okay. I don't know what this is. This is not a pepper plant. I think something else growing there. We have a nice root system right here. I don't know if you can see the roots right there, the white roots. But I'm gonna leave the whole root ball connected. I'm just gonna put that in there, facing straight up, and then cover that right up with the mulch. So the mulch helps serve as protecting the soil from degradation, but also it keeps the moisture locked in. Not really locked in so much, but it helps retain a lot of moisture. I don't want to go too close between these two right here, so I'm just go right here. It's like an in between or diagonally from these, so it gives it enough space. Move that to the side a little bit. Drop a little bit of compost in here. That's not 100% finished compost, but it's all good. It's all good to grow in. I'm gonna drop this next root ball in here. Another pepper plant. Nice healthy roots. and cover that up. Now, for the average person just using regular wood chip mulch, this mulch is probably too close to the root ball, and that's not what you want. But this is arborist mulch. I've had this for about 4 years now, and I actually grow directly in the arborist mulch too. So it's safe to actually grow in for me. I'm gonna put another pepper plant right here. I'm just gonna fill in these gaps nicely. I'm gonna dig out another pepper here. Grab a little compost. Just sit that right there and cover that back up. There we go. See, we got another spot right here. Okay, pull that back. Our last pepper in this container. The other container has more. And if I run out of space back here, because I only want to keep the peppers in this bed. I got other stuff growing in the bed next to this that's getting ready to go in there. A lot of broccoli, cauliflower, kale, a lot of brassicas. Oh, I forgot my compost. Throw a little bit of that in there. I'm just gonna set that up and cover up around that. The mulch also helps to keep the plant from leaning over. It keeps it pretty stable, so it's not flimsy in the ground. But we're good to go in that spot. I really don't like stepping on this bed because, like I said, I tilled this bed. I'm not really a fan of tilling anymore. I did it this year. It's more a controlled experiment. I'm not going to be doing any more tilling. I'm going to be doing more above ground beds. But for this year, it's what I did. I'm going to have to step in this bed to get over here to this area where I want to be getting filled in. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful with taking these out because there's a lot more pepper plants inside here. So I'm going to do a little bit of surgery here. And you want to be really careful. Okay, so I got this little patch came up together. There's what, 1, 2, there's 5 pepper plants in here. And, uh-oh, is that soil falling? I gotta get over my soil, my medium. So I don't want soil falling on top of this, the mulch. It'll kind of defeat some of the purpose that is here. The weeds growing inside the mulch, it's not what I want. But I wanted to show into the camera that the peppers are kind of begging for root space. All right. So hopefully the camera can see, but let me step in here. These pepper plants have like these little, you see like roots kind of forming, going towards the top. I don't know if you can see it. So it's like the roots are kind of starting to stick out the top, and the plant is like wanting more root space. So it should be covered up more. I mean, once you get used to the look, it's a clear indicator that it needs to be covered up more. Make a little spot right here. This looks like a good a spot as any right now. Peel some of this back. And it's right next to one of my drip irrigation hoses also. Drop some compost in. Maybe a little bit more. I'm gonna start separating these nice and easy. Try to be gentle. So like there are easier ways to separate this without causing much damage. You might stick it in some water and then kind of like gently start to pull them apart. The roots will start to untangle. I feel like I'm okay doing it this way right now because the roots haven't established too much. Like if these were like super root bound and they were in here, yeah, it'd be a mess. It'd be a lot harder. It'd be really like surgery coming in here. Put a nice little layer of the mulch around it to keep it up and nice and sturdy. Okay. Let's see what makes the most sense. Maybe I'll just put one right here next to it. And we have another avocado tree right here. See, composting into the soil, have stuff like this happening. Avocado tree doing amazing. This thing probably popped up maybe 2 months ago, if that. Look how much growth we got on there. I'll drop another plant right here. And some compost. I'm gonna drop another plant right here. Okay. And let's drop one maybe right here. So I don't want it too close to the tomatoes neither. So over here looks about good. Looks decent. Drop some compost in and cover that little guy up. We have 2 more left. So I'll just take these 2 out and put this over here out of my way. So I'm gonna go about right here. Drop a handful of compost and drop this guy in here. And give him some nice hefty mulch for a foundation. Keep it nice and sturdy. And I think we'll do one more right here. Okay. Handful of compost. And this guy isn't that tall, so I'm not gonna go too heavy on the mulch, but definitely want to have them kind of propped up. So those are good. I think I'll do another one right here. As long as it's not in the way of this squash. So we can separate this pretty good. I'm just kind of like feeling around. Sometimes I'll like shake off and just kind of like bounce it in my hand a little bit to see what just naturally just shakes off. But sometimes that can be a little bit aggressive. And some of the not so strong roots may tend to break off. Okay, we got one separator, a little small one. See if we can shake off some excess dirt here. And that comes off, and 2 more to separate. Okay, good. So we got these separated. So I'll put one of the stronger ones over here. Just move the squash out the way a little bit. Okay. Drop some compost. I'm gonna put this guy in here. All right, nice. We can go right in here. Perfect spot. Doing some compost. And I'm gonna drop this guy right here. And I'm gonna lay emphasis on just, it's good if you can get enough mulch on there to prop the plant up, because sometimes they want to lean over. Right, so he's propped up pretty good. So I got 2 separated right now, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to separate. Okay, this one was easy. So we gotta have 5, 7 more spots. Separate these. Okay, so starting to slowly work them apart. Good, separated. Now, if you're separating these and you're in the sun, like, you need to have those, like, immediately put them in some water or put them in some soil right away, because the sun will dry those roots out and will kill those roots. Right now I'm in the shade, so I got a little bit more leeway as far as like root exposure, but I have more excess soil right here. I'm just going to just sit that right on top of the roots until they go into the ground. You don't really ever want exposed roots if we can help it. And we got the last 2 separated. Good. So I'll sit this right here. And I'm gonna step inside here. See a nice little foot spot. Where are we going? All right, let's see. Not too close to the squash. I think I'll go right here. It's 1 I'll put right here. Compost. And cover this guy up. Nice mulch layer. There's a lot going on here. It's a lot like squash coming here, squash here, tomato here, peppers, tomatoes. So I don't want to congest this area up too much. Plus, I also want to put it in a spot where it would get, because I could get another one maybe right there, but I want to keep it in a spot where it will definitely get good sun. I can get a couple right here. So some of this area looks a little bit more dense than it actually is because of how much squash leaves. And granted, squash leaves will root, like even where they're not originally rooted. They'll, you know, if they're given enough time, they will start to root in other places. I could get 2 more right here. So I'm gonna start digging a spot for 1. Maybe 2. Maybe 2 more. I don't know. The 2 is a little iffy with this one right here. Let's focus on this one. Get some compost in there. Drop this guy in. And cover him up. Yeah, I'll push another one right here. Acorns. All right. Get some compost down there and drop another one. Because I have other space, like in other areas, like my herb area, but I got plenty of herbs I want to that's going to go in this bed in the herb area. So I just kind of want to keep this more uniform. Like the left side of this bed is all peppers for the most part, whatever is not like volunteers. Some of the stuff is like all the squash are volunteers. I didn't put any squash here, but I don't mind free food. So I left them. But we got 4 more peppers to go. And we're going to look for this area where I'm headed to. I kind of want to go in this little spot right here, this little spot in there. Let's see what we can fit in here. We got a nice butternut squash coming in here. I would have a lot more squash, but the groundhogs have gotten into this enclosure a couple times and ate all my squash. Now, I don't want to ruin any of these squash vines or the root areas for them either. So I'm gonna kind of be careful, see where they're coming from, see where they're rooted at. And then I'm gonna go like right here with this pepper. Compost. This is a young guy. So this one's not as big as some of the other ones, but it's all good. He's gonna grow up. Just wanna make sure he gets enough sun. He's not being drowned out by these squash leaves. That looks to be okay. And I think some of this other stuff might be too close. Okay, might be able to get one in here, maybe one in here. These are leaning, like these aren't really as close as they may look. They're leaning, but I got a squash coming out of here, so that's actually not a good spot. I think we can, yeah, we got space in here. Just trying to map it out and see if I can get two in here. I see one right here, maybe. That looks good. How many we got left? We got two left, I think. Dig a spot right here for this one. And with my hands here, dig a spot out for this one. Compost. 1, 2. Actually got one more in there, in the other container. This is a little guy. But he may grow up to produce a lot of peppers before the winter comes. I'm not discounting any of the smaller ones right now. Okay, not bad. But I got one more. One more. Should I try to squeeze them in here? I think I will. Why not? Nope. Because as I start feeling under the mulch, and I feel root systems in there, so I really don't want to compact that too much. I might squeeze them right in here. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Just squeeze them right in there, and whatever happens, happens. Yeah, another avocado pit. Put this in here. If he dies, he dies. I mean, I don't think he'll die, but as a young pepper plant, he is doing a lot of competing for root space right here. But if it survives, more peppers. Okay. All right, I appreciate y'all for watching. That was me planting out maybe close to 20 pepper plants in my patch in August. Yeah, I think we'll get some production out of these. I just harvested peppers maybe a few days ago, but we still got a lot more coming in. I appreciate you for watching. If you got something out of this video, please like the video. Please subscribe. Got to show my face. And if you got any suggestions or comments, put it in the comment section. But I look forward to you guys tuning in on the next video. Thank you for watching.